Let's fight. Let's fight. Share the live stream. Let's fight. Share the live stream. Let's fight. Share the live stream. A very good evening to each and every one of you. Wherever you're joining us from this evening, I see Candy Naline Inderjeet is already in the Coliseum, already in the arena. I see Estelle Griffith is already here. Yvonne Rodriguez, we see you. Bilal Bishop, we see you as well. Good to see each and every one of you, wherever you guys are joining us from around the world. Good to see you this evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome in the ring. You're joining me on Twitter, in the Bel Air of social media. Joining us on YouTube, the suburbs. You're joining us on Facebook, the ghetto, Meta, the Blue app. Welcome, welcome, welcome in the ring. Let us know how you guys are receiving us out there. Fidel, Barbara, Monishwar on the right. Monishwar, I ain't seen in a little while. Hope all is well. Tessa Isaacs, good to see you there. Amabel. Is it Amabel? Hold on. Back up. Some people are gotta give a proper shout to do. Yes, Amabel Clement. Good to see you. Janet Edwards. Claire Alexis Chomley Richmond. Good to see you as well. Tommy Gibbs. Come on down. Samantha Jilks. Good to see you. Mark Williams. We see you out there on social media. Great to see all of you. Fantastic. Beautiful folks. Thanks to all of you who joined us today during lunch for our podcast. Guys, you know we have our main studio in Georgetown, in the oil-producing Republic of Guyana. That being said, we had blackout today. That being said, our internet service providers were not up to scratch, trying to make us look bad, but we were still out there during lunch, below the belt, moving things forward in that podcast. And thanks to each and every one of you who would have joined us today. Guys, we are fired up here. We are ready to go. We should have MP Christopher Jones, the Chief Whip, stopping by this evening to tell us a bit about this parliamentary sitting today and some of the things that transpired there. Oh, the Jagabats came out in the numbers in Parliament. Oh, Father, we have a lot to talk about that. Derek Smith, good to see you. Wilton Blue, we see you as well. Penelope Hudson, how do you do? Guys, we hope you have had a good weekend. We know that some of you suffer some withdrawal symptoms from in the ring over the weekend, but we're gonna solve the problem very soon. We think we got to do a show over the weekend, but we are so happy that hundreds of you joined us during lunch. Guys, you are coming into the arena tonight. You're coming into the Coliseum. Do share the live stream. Don't be stingy, Wilton Blue. Royston Melville, don't be stingy. Ami Fika, good to see you there. Jason Osborne, or my good friend Celine Fraser from Ontario, Canada. Folks have been sending us their photographs. On our podcast, we always warm up by asking folks, how is the weather wherever you guys are viewing us from? And we've been asking of late to send us your photographs. And my God, in Canada, Selena Fraser, my Lord, it's snowing there. It is heavy snow. Y'all try there. We here, all we got to contend is little rain. Amos Linton, we see you as well. Diane Fordyce, Onika Light, Abigail Othniel Prasad. Abigail, I see you in a little bit. I'm going to forgive you that little money you owe me, so you can come around more often. Warnella Garnett, good to see you as well. Karen Tone, good to see you. Where is Ariel? Where's Ariel Ashby? Ariel Ashby, I want to see you. I want to see Daniel Passal as well. Margaret Jones, shout out to you. Elizabeth Norine, all the Norines there in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Good to see each and every one of you. Eva Jerick in Connecticut. Good to see you as well. Raymond Norine, all of you fantastic folks. Good to see all of you guys locked in. Kim Walker, I see you. Stacy Lewis, I see you as well, guys. We're so privileged that so many of you join us night after night. We got to abuse y'all to share the live stream. We got to ask y'all to share the live stream. Folks, if it's one thing I learned from the Jagabats today, when I saw them in the National Assembly, they're like in the ring. Oh, Father, they came after Duncan. Duncan this, Duncan that, Duncan. Well, I wade into them since I see them. Since I see them, I wade into them. Them are like we like them neither. Full stop. Guys, the Jagabats ain't easy, and that is why we got to keep the struggle going. Guys, we cannot do this without you, Horace Thomas, Paulette Hawk Kippins. We can't do this without you. You know the Jagabats wicked, the stinking dirty Joy King, Volmir Wilson. Guys, why don't you come on board and partner with us? Help us to keep this thing going. Look, folks, when y'all come here one night and y'all see a blank space, We ain't got nobody to blame but ourselves, because some people taking this thing for granted. Some people taking this work we do here for granted. Folks, we were doing 5 shows per week. 5 shows per week. Now we're doing 10. Very soon we're going to be doing 15 and 20 because of you. We know y'all need the information. And we on the tails of the jagabats. We on the cases. We opening investigation. We carrying them to court. And we got to keep y'all informed. That's what we're doing here. Folks, we are fired up here. And we are ready to go. I don't know about you, but we're ready to go. To all the installed ministers watching this evening, shout out to you guys. You guys, we thank God for y'all. Oh, Father, y'all mistake so much. We got content for this program. We can hold 3 hours on this program right now, and we will run out of the content. 4 or 5 hours. Thank you for y'all. The incompetent batch. Team installation. Good to see y'all. Good to have you all tuned in. Irfan. We know Irfan watch this program. BJ. We know BJ watch this program too. Papa Jagabat. Guys, why don't you come on board and partner with us? Partner with us. Folks, this program is powered by you. We're doing the podcast, Below the Belt, every midday from 12 to 1. We have In the Ring, 8 to 9. We have our website also, Credible Sources. We are fleshing that out more fully each and every day, adding more content there. We're going to add some additional program. Guys, we want to work for you. Put us to work for you. Come on board, Ringsiders, and partner with us, guys. We are fired up and ready to go. This is not child's play. This is war. War break, people. We tell you all in 2021, 2022, our second year, we taking the gloves off. We're going below the belt because sometimes you got to go below the belt. Mina Mona. It's not so? Okay, her name is Mina Mona, man. I vex with you, mother. Mina Mona. Andrea Chester. Good to see you. Andrew Cuthbert. Andre, I see you in a little bit, man. Good to see you, my friend. Wendy Andrews, Wendy Babalali, Wendy's come out tonight. Sharon Joseph, Dan Gravesandi, Volme, Yvonne Daly, guys. We are so happy to see each and every one of you. You guys make this show what it is. You guys. Fired up, ready to. You know, a lot of people want to come in the ring. A lot of people want to come in the ring. Some people tag me in all kind of posts on Facebook. They want to be mentioned in the ring, but I ain't mentioning them. I only mentioning ringsiders, credible viewers, valid viewers like Devon Fenty, Dolores Spory Lee, valid viewers like that. Patricia Leacock. We ain't got time with the Jagabats. We ain't got time with the trenches, the Hippocytes, the Crosses. The vagabonds, we don't have time with them. A lot of people want to get into the ring. Oh God, but are they willing to pay the price to get into the ring? Are they willing to pay the price? Jem Isaacs, Neil Diamond Star. Are they willing to pay the price? Guys, we are so happy that you are here this evening, wherever you're joining us from. Some of y'all joining us on Christopher Jones' page. Christopher Jones joining us in a few. Oh, don't put it to shame. Share the live stream. Share the live stream. We always say, you guys got your role to play. We got a role to play together. We're going to do this thing together. We're going to do this thing. APNU AFC, those people joining us in the APNU AFC page. Come on, folks. I thought y'all militant. I thought y'all ready for this thing. Share the live stream. I thought y'all want to fight. Come on, folks. God knows I won't got to fight some of you, but I'll fight some of you if that is what it takes. Those of you joining on the AFC page, come on, guys. Wake up. Come on, folks. Share the live stream and let's get going. I am ready to head to the fight card. I look a little bit like Earphone there. Pelting shots, guys. Go ahead. Why don't we want to see those emojis? What's happening out there? What's happening out there with those emojis? Y'all see the emotions tonight? Very animated. What's happening with the emojis? We want to see those emojis. How are you guys feeling? Janet Edwards, you share the live stream. Orlando Grant, what about you? Have you shared the live stream? I see Anne. Anne is with us as well. Facebook user. Somebody else I seen. Facebook user. Lester Williams. What about you, Clive Jackson? Have you guys shared the live stream as yet? I want y'all to know that the opposition chief whip is in the Coliseum tonight. He has made his way into the arena. He has come out to fight. Somebody hold the shot tonight. Hold my shot. Hold me back. Opposition Chief Whip is here, guys, and we want to get through the fight card. I see Tasha Silat is here. Let Tasha Silat. Good to see you. Desiree Emmanuel, where have you been? Lynn Finance, share the live stream, guys. I am ready to go. Fired up. Christopher Jones is up in the house tonight. He can tell you something about these Jagabats that we got to deal with. The Jagabats! I think we're ready with the fight card, guys. Are we ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to go, guys. Oh, God, I'm ready to fight. Let's see what's on the fight card tonight. A lot of things on the fight card. Let me tell you all some things Frank Anthony telling y'all. This installed regime, folks, ain't easy, you know. The installed regime, not easy. Not easy. And Christopher Jones got to comment on some of these things. He got to comment on some of the things. You got to talk the things. The Jagabats not easy. They're not easy, people. They're not easy. The Jagabats not easy. And we cannot be easy. How we going to play, by the conventional rules of warfare? How we going to play like that? When these guys pulling out these apps, they're not easy. And I'm saying to you, Frank Anthony ain't telling me a lot of things. They are fiddling with the numbers. Shout out to all the people at the Ministry of Legal Affairs. Shout out to the folks in the police force tonight. Folks, listen to me. Every place we go in this country, people say, y'all keep this program going. We love to watch In the Ring. We love what we're seeing. The hard-working staff at all the ministries. Oh, the dash of 7,000 a 7,000 voucher in your chest. We coming to that. We coming to the Jagabats on that, folks. But first, look at some stuff happening around the region. Right next door. Right next door by us. How come Frank can tell me about this yet? We told you quite recently in Brazil, they have discovered their first Omicron case. Y'all have got me saying Omicron for a long time. Y'all couldn't tell me the damn thing is Omicron in Brazil. But quite recently, just in Trinidad said that they have discovered, they have detected their first case of Omicron. Well, if Omicron in Trinidad, we got Omicron. Folks, if Omicron in Trinidad, we have to start acting like we have Omicron. But I can show y'all the hypocrisy with these Jagabats. I can show y'all the hypocrisies with the hippocytes. I'm going to show you all the hypocrisy with the vagabonds. I'm going to show you all the hypocrisy. So, the Trinidadian Prime Minister, and more in particular, their Minister of Health, they have told the nation, they're hiding, we have the Omicron with us currently. Look how many months it took for Frank Anthony to tell us we got the Delta variant. The head of PAHO, y'all know the woman, I know the woman, we all know the woman, Dr. Chris Etienne, told Frank Anthony months ago, we have the Delta variants. Frank said he wants a report. He put a committee in place. He needs to be briefed and all of that. About 6 months later, Frank come to confirm. By the time Frank confirmed we got the Delta, Omicron was already in Barbados. And now Trinidad, they are confirming that they have the Omicron. The Trinidadians different. They have a robust democracy. And the Prime Minister there, Kit Rowley, no. You understand me? If he mess up now, what happened to you in Tobago? Gonna come to Trinidad and meet him, right? The whitewashing the election that happened in Tobago, gonna meet him. So they have a robust democracy there. Not here. These catfish people, this catfish team, hide everything. Every damn thing is a state secret. Everything is a state secret. So the Trinidadians have told us that they got the variant with them. Right? They got the Omicron. So let's turn our attention now to catfish and the catfish school. You remember you're saying the Junior English Revised. Pray, I hope you are listening. Not Frank, the other one from Foreign Affairs. You Todd, I hope you're listening. In the Junior English Revised, you would say a school of fish. You see, some of them don't know about Junior English Revised and so on, You understand me? The parents had big positions and jit the books for them to get QC in all kinds of places. Same thing happening now. They know about Junior English Revised and all that. But in that Junior English Revised, we learned as children, a school of fish and so forth. So we're talking to the catfish school. The catfish school. Folks, that's who we're talking about. Let me turn my attention to them. Photo of the day. Photo of the day. Now, let's come back to what I alluded to early on about the $7,000 voucher. Right? Pasha, the finance secretary at the Ministry of Finance, wrote to agencies, budget agencies, and subvention entities to tell them no Christmas party this year, right? No Christmas party, Deborah Halley. No Christmas party, Wendy Andrews. No Christmas party, Karen Thorne. No Christmas party. But they're saying in lieu of the Christmas party, they are going to give a voucher of 7,000 Guyana dollars. 7,000, which is about, I would average about 35 US. 35 US. 7,000 Guyana dollars. Now that is a bottle of gas and a half pint of split peas and probably a quarter pint of oil. Cooking oil. Not the other one we got out there. You understand me? That's what 7,000 is. And it's not even a guaranteed 7,000 because they said it is as funds are available, subject to the availability of funds. So they're saying they're not having Christmas parties. They're not having socials. Why? Why are they doing that? Because of COVID-19. But look the hypocrites. Look the jagabats. This is just today. Folks, could we bring this up big on the screen? Could we bring it up big on the screen? These people concerned about COVID-19. When you look at photographs like this, you get the impression Kay Watson, Laverne Harry Charan, Vanessa De Silva, Karen Garraway, Ingrid Denny Samuel, you get the impression that these are people who are concerned about COVID-19. Look at this. The people said they didn't want Christmas party, they didn't want social because of COVID-19. But look at this. Look at this. They're concerned with COVID-19. The whole truth of the matter is they really want to recognize Christmas. They want to recognize the reason for the season. So they come with the pretext of COVID-19. Sports start back. All major activities start back. Right? And they now going to try to hoodwink people. Robin Noreen, Karen Black, Molly Ann Mullen, Yvonne Daly, Jacob's Creek. Right? It's not a movie or a sitcom. Jacob's Creek, Fat Girl Hendy, Orlando Grant. They're trying to hoodwink us that they're concerned about COVID. They're concerned about COVID. Right? But everything is like normal. Big parties happening in this country. Folks, you're all sharing the live stream. We want to see these emojis. We want to see them. Abigail, Othniel Passad, and Nikki Innes, Melissa Smith. Show us those emojis. Listen to me. Let me show you what happened on Main Street last night. With this same hypocritical administration that's trying to tell us that they think concerned about COVID-19. Folks, somebody ought to share the live stream. This was happening. These people don't have COVID. These people don't want Christmas parties, you know. These are the people who don't want Christmas parties and socials because according to Pasha, the finance secretary, right? According to Pasha, that Jagabat Pasha there at the Ministry of Finance, they are concerned about COVID-19. It's a COVID-19 environment, so they've canceled Christmas parties and canceled socials. Let us see Catfish on Main Street last night observing COVID-19 protocols. They are hypocrites, right? They are hypocrites. And besides that, they are hypocrites. Priya's word. Priya was trying, Minister of Education for folks not familiar with the term, was trying to spell hypocrites on social media. The Minister of Education and spell the word as hypocrites. That's what they are, hypocrites. They say one thing and then they do something completely different. Irfan Ali Catfish is the installed president in this country. The installed head of state. His administration is telling the Guyanese people, because we pagli, we big, but we stupid. They're trying to tell us that they're canceling again Christmas parties and socials from the ministries because of COVID-19. But look at them. Look at them. Pull up the picture. And when you're done, pull up the picture for a couple seconds. Show me the video. Presidents, we big, but we stupid. We big people, but we are not stupid. We big, but we ain't stupid. Share the live stream, folks. Let us expose them. Let us expose them. We big, but we ain't stupid. We big, but we ain't stupid. Things tight in this country. Right? And they're claiming, right? Tell me things tight. And you can't afford the money for the full Christmas party, but don't tell me that you care about COVID-19. Wicked. That's what they are. Wicked, stink, and dirty. But things tight. Right? Things. So much for social distancing. So much for social distancing. So much for that. So much for that. And these people care about COVID-19. Stop it. Stop it. But the war of the Christmas tree, the war of the Christmas trees have started. Yep. The war of the Christmas trees have started. Well, we showed you guys on this very program here how Region 3 has redeemed itself. But Region 9 in take a left. Region 9 tell Region 3 don't come wrong with funny, folks. It's the war of the Christmas tree. Show us Region 9, folks. Region 9 come out. Region 9 come out with the Christmas tree. People, share the live stream. They come out. Doreen Innes, Nikki Innes, Doreen Beckles rather, Molly and Mullen. They come out. Jazzy, Janice Innes, the whole Innes clan. Good night to each and every one of you. Gwyneth Jones, Paramdai, Harry Charan, good to see you. Kirk Heidekin, share the live stream. Orlando, Deborah Halley, Volme, Andrea Chester. Look at Region 9. Region 9 Christmas tree, same powers. Same powers. It's looking nice. It's looking nice, but people, things tight. Things tight in this country. Margaret Nelson, things tight. Hold on. I'm promising you guys, it goes downhill from here. It all goes downhill from here. Let us see some of the other Christmas trees. It goes down here from there. Take out your popcorn and your folks. I'm being made to understand this is Region 2. We are yet to confirm. Let me slap my mouth like a real guy. I got to confirm that this is Region 2. Like Region 2, Region 2 starts strong at the top. But then they start thinning off. They start thinning off like ear fun. They start thinning off. They start thinning off. The folks, I see my friend Ganesh Maipal thinning off too. Like he in catfish comparing us. Ganesh and him calling. I see Ganesh looking slim. Folks, I tell you all, it gets worse progressively. It goes downhill. Things tight. But Guyanese people are being very, very innovative. Things tight. Folks, we are very, very resourceful. We always use what is there. We always use what is there. I mean, we could do better than Irfan, but we always use what is there. Things tight. Malika Webster, Shirley, Alexis Mitchell, Yvonne Daly. Things tight, Candy Blair. It goes downhill from here, folks. It goes downhill. It goes downhill progressively. Teresa Jilks, Diane Gravesandi, the Christmas tree wars. Things tight. I want to see those emojis. Kesh Sharma, Yvonne Daly, Robin Orion. We want to see those emojis, folks. Things tight. Yep. Night Bell, Ciceran, or is it Kite Bell? Marcel Wilson. Things tight in this country, folks. And we going folks, y'all want to see how things tight? Hold on. Bring me back, folks. Bring me back, producers. Bring us back. Folks, y'all want to see how things tight? Over the weekend in Region 2. PPP indeed. The wicked, stink and dirty. PPP. It's them. Old wicked had a funeral in Region 2. They had a funeral in Region 2. Folks, things are tight. Things are so tight. Them boys told us. They said when the coffin too small to hold the dead, them boy push the dead one side, they just fold the clothes and put it in. Things so tight. Things so tight in region 2. If you die and you're too big for the coffin because you can't afford the size coffin that goes with your mass, with your bulk, with your brawniness, them boys put you one side, they fold your clothes, they put it in the coffin. Let's show what happened actually in region 2 over the weekend. The people say, look, the people turn up to bury the dead. Folks on social media, they turn up to bury their dead. And what do they find? They find the clothes neatly folded. There's a big war at the moment with Darmlal, Nigel Darmlal, the installed minister of local government. Local government, installed local government and regional development between Darmlal and the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Lennox Schumann. Today, folks, today, you send these jagabats to Parliament, hopefully, to transact your business. Darmlal and Schumann got a big war in Parliament on social media. Schumann in the Speaker's chair, discharging the duties of Deputy Speaker, and Schumann and Darmlal fighting each other in posts on social media. But the Speaker didn't see that. The Speaker did not see that. Let Duncan just say queh in the National Assembly. You can see a big headline in Chronicle. Duncan caution. Caution for interrupting Speaker. Who you want to interrupt him? It's the parliamentarians got to interrupt him. Who you want to interrupt him? Big fight between Darmlal and the Speaker. Darmlal accusing the Deputy Speaker of only coming to Parliament now to earn money. And he's not in the chamber. And the Deputy Speaker responding to him on social media. And in the National Assembly, that is what they're doing with taxpayers' money. I tell you folks, the PPP come back. But I want to hasten on to my guest, Christopher Jones. The PPP come back. Right? And to demonstrate the comeback, look story here with the Auditor General. And people are asking the questions. Whether the Auditor General playing politics in this country. Catfish Irfan Ali, requested of the Auditor General a report on their COVID-19 spending because the public started to complain publicly that they were not being given the monies that these parasites and hypocytes, jagabats and vagabonds claiming that they're distributing. Irfan asked Deodat Sharma, the Auditor General, for a report. The Auditor General told this country, this jagabat here, told this nation he cannot do an audit of the PPP COVID-19 cash grant distribution because of COVID. Because of COVID. So we were quite surprised when we saw published today in the newspapers, on social media, that this jagabat, suddenly he has uncovered that APNU AFC, not PPP, APNU AFC could have given cash grants, according to him, to about 9,000 people. Where he get this information from, only God knows. But according to him, this same jagabat, this same vagabond, he told the nation He cannot audit the PPP cash grant. Now there isn't a living being, if I remember clearly, who has ever charged that the coalition has ever done anything untowards with their the vouchers they were giving out for COVID-19. But he said there were 9,000 people who could have been given vouchers. But the actual audit that he was asked to do by Catfish, he telling us, oh, he can't do it because of COVID. Right? Moving on quickly, because I want to hear from the chief whip. Moving on quickly from this Jagabat. Oh, folks, they come back. They come back every time. Every time we go to Parliament, the PP come asking for money. Without fail, every sitting is either budget, a supplemental budget, supplemental budget. That's how it goes. Every time. These Jagabats who claim that they passed the biggest budget in February, the biggest budget ever, they got the nerve, they got the temerity, they got the gumption to come to the National Assembly today on Private Members' Day to ask for $26 billion more. $26 billion more. Oh, they said they want more security. You know why? Because crime going up. So they want to spend more money on security, probably more sirens for them and the boys. 26 billion. Oh, they want money for more flood relief. The rain set up yesterday, they want to give more money to them and the cronies and the cabal. That is what 26 billion. This Jagabat, this accountant, prancing wrong as though he's an economist. Right? The installed minister responsible for finance within the Ministry of the Office of the President. Big long title. Can't manage an economy to save his life. He has come back asking your and my taxpayers' dollars to fund all the skullduggery and scampishness. $26 billion they want. But this is a different country. They have returned to Dion Britton and Beverly Moore King. Is a different country because people are speaking up. The same people who install them don't tire them. The same people that install them are tired of them. Tired of them. So we saw quite recently this new group formed, of which Yogma Hadio, remember he was a guardian. He was a guardian. They can't take it. They put he on Chronicle board. And when Yog see the decadence and decay that the PP bring back with them, he resigned from Chronicle board as chairman. Now they start a pressure group for who the opposition, for them the PPP. And Yog Mahadio, in this group, they had a release over the weekend, a press release in which they are stating that APNU ALC managed corruption better than the PPP. That is what they are stating, better. And they are asking the PPP to activate the guardrails that ensures, or at least are in place to ensure, right, that corruption doesn't run rampant. You think the PPP want to hear anything but guardrails and Article 13? You think so? But I'm happy. I don't care how you start. I care how we go in. And it seems to me that Article 13 heading in the right direction. They are begging the PPP. Somebody ought to share this live stream. I want the international community to see what is happening in this country of ours. They are begging the PPP to put back the mechanisms, right, to safeguard our natural patrimony, the money, the resources. The PPP, they don't want that. They do not want that at all. But the groups like the Article 13 have been speaking out and are coming down to Chris. We almost there. We almost there. Crime, remember I tell you, part of this 26 billion is for security. According to them, it is for security. You know why? Crime going up. Crime spiraling. Just over the weekend. Just over the weekend, people. This woman met her demise. Her name is Melini Wahid. Melini Wahid. And Mahini Wahid's story is like the Tanika Calder story. Tanika Calder was the 18-year-old that made a report to the police station about rape, and she was treated so badly. The conclusion is it is because of that bad treatment under this installed regime that caused Tanika Calder to take her own life. Malini Wahid, her abuse by the hands of her abuser was known. It was known and documented to the authorities. They did nothing. The PPP did nothing. When her relatives called the hotline for abused people, when they called the hotline, the phone ring out. You know why? The PPP come back. And finally, before I have Chris, finally, and this is the first issue I want to get Chris' impression on. Finally, when this woman died, the name of a certain minister, you know the man, we all know the man, start to percolate that this Jagabat, knew of this woman's abuse. And every goddamn time she would make a report and her abuser was jailed, this Jagabat and this cross, this plague to this country, would call the authorities to get this gentleman out of jail. How some of y'all gonna see the Father? How some of y'all gonna see heaven? How some of y'all gonna see whatever happens or wherever it is we go in the afterlife? How some of y'all gonna see that place? Some of y'all gonna see 77 virgins? No. You won't see that? How are you gonna see that? How are you gonna see that? Madness. The wicked, the stink, and the dirty. They knew this woman was being abused. But the guy is the friend. The guy is the family. And so they called the authorities to get him out every time. Right? But this time, he went one step too far. Right? And the coward ended up taking his own life after he strangled Malini Wahid. You understand me? But y'all are going to have your day of judgment. Hold on. Folks, for the main event this evening, you know the man, I know the man, we all know the man. Serious fella. The one and only, the opposition chief whip, Christopher Jones. God, just take the program from here. My stomach churn when I see the things these Jagabats doing. My stomach churn up. I spit.
Mercy.
Chris, you put it right. Yeah. You articulate it right. Mercy. As only you can articulate it. Mercy, opposition chief whip. New, and then you're calling people to get them off. Y'all wicked. Talk to us, Chris. What is
I mean, Sherrod, at nauseum, we say this over and over again. This is nothing new. This has always been the PPP, big buy, big y'all police story. You just got to call a minister and somebody call the commissioner of police and your release. I could take you as far back as the incident involving then officer of the Guyana Police Force, Paul Slow, when he was directed by the president that he must hand back some individual a gun. And the man was being professional enough as a professional that he is, and he refused to. But that is the norm. That is what we are accustomed to under the People's Progressive Party, Civic. Not only the death of this individual you can blame on them, but many other incidents. For example, the other night we were speaking about the drug trade, which has recommenced since the PPP returned to office. And the fact that we were mentioning about the tonnage of cocaine that departed Guyana and only to be intercepted in a foreign territory. And then we were told that the scanner at the GRA was down, and then an investigation was launched. To date, we haven't heard anything about that investigation. We heard that the images could not be found, and then we heard that the images were recovered. But we never heard anything back about the images.
Yeah.
I mean, as the amount of tonnage of cocaine that passed through the wharf is that it would require these dump trucks, loaded dump trucks with the amount of cocaine that departed. So nobody can see 5-6 trucks rolling Nobody don't know who are the drivers of these trucks. Nobody see these trucks arriving at the wharf and the content being taken out. But then we learned that 4 staff of GRA have since been terminated.
Yep.
And I think
Yep.
the reason for the termination is dereliction of duty, something of the
Mhm.
sort. And this is in connection with the drug that went through. But the individuals who own the drugs, the trucks and the drivers who transported the drugs, to date we haven't heard that. But Guyana has returned back to that place. And as you rightfully mentioned, the very people who have installed them are now regretting it because the
Yep.
drug traders start back and the drugs are reaching their very shores. And the list goes on.
Chris, I want to point out to our viewers that it was this administration, the police force, that told us quite recently that over 10-year period, 2021 has had the highest cocaine seizures
That's
in a
right.
10-year period. The
That's right.
comeback, Chris, the comeback. You had 2 tons of coke that was shipped to Belgium. You had 1,100 pounds of coke that was shipped to the Netherlands in rum recently, right? They come back, Chris, and
Right.
this Article 13 group, you said the same people that installed them now fell up of them and want to see their backs.
That's
The
right.
Article 13 group spoke about this PS at the Ministry of Amrinin
I'm reading the
Affairs,
affairs. Mhm.
that the police sting operation caught her taking bribe, and the government still got her file
Yeah.
waiting a legal
Waiting for legal
opinion.
advice. Yes, yes,
They
yes.
pointed out that they said they are monitoring that. And I'm
Yeah.
certain if Article 13, this watchdog group,
Hmm.
monitoring them, the Americans monitoring them, and that is why we saw Sarah Lynch trying to redeem herself in that
Yeah.
statement, whether it was hers or she was forced to pen it or
Hmm.
to write it or to
Hmm.
deliver it, what have you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but you see, well, you spoke about the fact that this document is before the awaiting legal advice. It is the same thing that is being used to deny the opposition members in parliament the right to debate motions and bills and so forth. Case in point, David Patterson has two motions before the House. One on flaring by Exxon, and the other the gas to shore. Well, the first motion, we were not allowed to debate that motion because we were told that the matter is before the courts and as such it's sub judice. We had the former Speaker of the National Assembly, who is a member of the opposition, Raphael Trotman. And Raphael Trotman, in his argument, alluded to several instances while he was Speaker of the National Assembly, in which matters that were brought before him that could have been deemed sub judice, but the matters in which you could have debated in the House. And Raphael used that argument to justify why we should be debating the flaring, the motion that was brought by David Patterson. Then, of course, there are two motions. One which is a no confidence motion in Robeson Bend, because of the crime situation in this country that is spiraling out of control for the weird and strangest reason is it is only the Guyana Police Force statistics that tells this nation that crime is on the decrease. But you speak to every Guyanese across the length and breadth of this country, in every village, they will tell you that crime is on the increase. So a no confidence motion has been brought for Robeson Bend. And then, of course, it brings you now to the COVID-19 pandemic and how the mismanagement that has resulted in the death of over 1,000 Guyanese to date by Frank Anthony. About the same Frank Anthony who brought into this country Sputnik V vaccine when knowing fully well that the WHO had not approved the Sputnik V vaccine. And as we still speak, there are thousands of Guyanese who are walking around this country with Sputnik V in their system and they cannot leave this country. They
Yep.
cannot travel abroad.
Yep.
Thousands of them. So a
Yep.
motion of no confidence as well has been brought for Frank Anthony. And where are those two motions? Both
Yep.
of them, we're told, have been sent to the Attorney General's office for legal advice. Now,
Yep.
what do you expect to come out from Anil Nandalal
Yep.
presiding over his two colleague members of parliament and ministers of the government? But that is essentially what the PPP does. So when you speak about democracies under threat, this is what we talk about because there's no transparency and accountability for the people. There's no transparent the opposition, which represents half of this country's population. They're not being allowed to execute, to scrutinize this government and hold them accountable. And that's why we said that one, those persons who installed them are now watching at them. But the fact of the matter, Sherrod, that today we met in the National Assembly after 64 days.
Yep, I was coming there.
Parliament, yeah, Parliament resumed
64 days since the
from the
recess finished.
recess. Exactly. And then you recall the previous session, which we had the budget. The budget was approved today. We never see back the PPP until 94 days after.
Yep,
Come back to the National Assembly.
yep,
3 months.
for
Never heard of
supplemental budget.
for a supplementary
And now
budget.
when they come back again, it's a supplemental budget.
Supplementary budget. And then I want to stick this in quickly before I forget this. The supplementary budget that they come for again. Once again, guess who is on the cards? Guess who is one of the entities that they're asking money for?
Tell
Guy
us,
Suko.
guys, Suko,
Guy
again,
Suko. Again.
again,
Again.
right?
So
Not public servants, not public
exactly.
servants, guys,
Not
Suko.
public. No, who are them? Public what? What is that? What is a public? No, we have our we have this voting cow that we have to take care of, which is Gaisuko. Even though the reality is sugar is no longer sweet, the world over. I can take you as far back as Winston Murray, 14 years in the National Assembly. Since then, 40 years ago, speaking to the fact of the matter that the world price for sugar it has reduced. The fact of the matter that we're spending more money to produce a pound of sugar and then selling it for less, it makes absolutely no sense. It's not even grassmatic. It makes absolutely no sense. And one would have expected, at least now, the PPP, having been in office for 23 years, they went out, that they had an opportunity to sit back and rationalize and come up with sensible plans and programs. That now you think you would see them wanting to diversify the sugar industry. You have the cane cutters who are already working the land, just plant something new. Soya, corn, whatever the case be. Diversify the industry, keep the persons employed, but then have them plant something completely different. But no, PPP ain't concerned about that. So this year, they had an approval. Let me get the figures right. They had an approval of $303,888,000,000 earlier this year, approved for Gaisuku. In this financial supplementary document that they come for now, they come back again. They want 9 billion, 6 million.
Wow.
So
Wow.
again.
And Chris, you know what's interesting? In all of that, in 18 months going on, 19, 20 months, they've been installing government. Then open back one sugar factory that they promised to open.
Yes,
Then
yes, yes.
open back one. As a matter of fact, they don't tell me wheels and opening back because there's gas to shore. They have not opened back one. They have not sell a pack of sugar that brought in profits. They have not sell one pack of sugar. And Skeldon is yet to produce 1 kilowatt of electricity. Right? And at the end of the year, you might got about $22 billion would have gone to Gaisuku since they come back. And what has it produced for this country?
You sure you were not photocopying the people's words? Because remember, they also promised the public servants 50% salary increase. And then the minister probably come and say, somebody Photoshop that.
It's the public cane cutters, perhaps. The public cane cutters, they promised the 50%.
Could be.
Right? Because the public servants get a 7,000 hamper dash in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that is not guaranteed. It is if there are funds available.
PPP essentially saying to all public servants that listen, things up like 7%, $7,000.
Yep.
Yeah, everything up like 7. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That is where we are, Chris. This country in a bad place. This country is in a bad place, folks. We ask you guys to share the live stream so that other people can come into contact with the information we're giving out here. Don't be stingy. When your hand tight, you can't get nothing. Folks, share for the season. Oh. These Jagabats and easy. 64 days, Chris. They come back, and the speaker's happy to say, reports that should have been laid months ago, right? And motions and so forth. Hijack private members' bills, private members' day for their own business. And these Jagabats going to want to go before the UN and the national bodies and talk about good governance, transparency, and accountability, but people finding them out, like Article 30, finding them out every day.
Exactly. But Sherrod, as we said, listen, Guyana is once again in a very dangerous place. Very dangerous, especially when you speak for democracy, when you speak about transparency, and when you speak of accountability. Because nowhere in the Caribbean could you point to one of our Caribbean brothers or sisters, nation, that has a similar situation like this happening. And this, as some persons alluded to today, it's worse. The PPP is worse than they were when during the 23 years in office. Worse. Now, where could you have a national assembly in which you turn up for budget? The budget is approved, you get the monies, and you disappear
You don't
until
see them till next
94
time they
days. And
want more
you don't
money.
see them again. And the thing is, this is that
They're like a side
as
chick.
exactly as a parliamentary opposition, we now have to police these monies that we have approved. And there's an allocation for this ministry to purchase this X, Y, and Z, and the MPs have been perusing those. But then when you write and send in these questions to the National Assembly, you get no answer until 3 months after.
Yeah.
And case in
Yep.
point again,
You forget what the question was.
exactly. Case in point again, it was only until after 94 days when we did have a sitting of the National Assembly, the MPs were able to pose those questions that they have been asking for the 3 months about the Sputnik V vaccine. And that is when Frank Anthony had to admit in the National Assembly that indeed it has not been approved by the WHO. And the fact of the matter, that's when we learned about the third man, the Sheikh, that
Yep.
actually that came
Dalmud Al
here.
Maktoum.
That's right.
You
Came
share
for
the
one
chic.
purpose, as we were told. It doesn't speak well for Guyana. It doesn't speak well. And as we rightfully said, those persons who have installed them, they're living with regrets right now. They're living with regrets right now.
Yep, and I'm happy that you've said it because we're in a dangerous spot. It's Christmas. We should be relaxed and, thinking about giving and loving and caring for each other. These chagabats and easing up, then easing up. It is just remarkable to see them. We had a massive national flood, as I said on social media over the weekend, and they were just as unprepared for that as this one. They had a big fire at the Big Dam police station. And I want to talk some more about this too. Big fire at the Big Dam police station. You think they will be prepared for the one that burned down the DPP's office and the Office of Professional Responsibility for the police force? You think they would have been prepared for that? But all
Right.
of them, I don't know where they got this thing from. Soon as you say fire, all of them run like firemen, and then they
Yeah.
just stand up watching, like,
Yeah.
what are
Yeah.
we doing here? That cross, that jagabat, that vagabond, Robson Ben, was quick to say to this country, oh, it is actors in the US
Yeah.
who want
Yes.
to burn down.
Yes.
One thought that Robson Ben would have been eager to release the report of the fire service.
Hmm.
Would have been eager. Robson said the report has to go to a review. That's like if you send the report going to Anil for a
Yeah.
legal opinion.
That's right. Same thing.
I
Same
thought he
thing.
would have been so eager to produce the evidence unearthed in this report that overseas actors, people in the diaspora, orchestrated the burning down of this building.
Hmm.
3 weeks
Exactly.
later, we didn't see a sentence. We didn't even see the introduction to the report, much more the report. These guys ready for prime time. They want to run a whole country. Look, get.
Yeah. No, they're
That's
still
where
in
we
the
are.
same mode. They're still in that same mode, Shara. They're still in that same mode. Because he even said that the fire at the Breakdown police station is politically motivated.
Yes, that's
So
what
you
they
tell
said.
that. Yeah. So we now waiting for to get the report now so you can lock up all of the politicians that you claim that is politically motivated. And then too, we saw him just after the fire that he went into Tiger Bay and he was distributing smoke detectors and demonstrating to the residents there how to use fire extinguishers and so forth. So we then believe that after the fire, the office of the DPP's office, that we would have seen a similar distribution of smoke detectors and show a person how to use the the fire extinguishers in another community as well too. But you see, that's PPP.
Confusion
That's
all over.
that's what they go for.
Confusion
That's
all
what they
over.
do.
And then we
That's what
haven't
they
had a
do.
chance to talk about it yet, Chris. We had the
Mm.
travesty of what took place at GCOM Oh, Claudette really gone. G and come the more G gone. G gone. The bias is so clear. Chris, if you could show me a motion or two in which Claudette has sided with the opposition, I might reconsider this program.
You know?
Every vote, you know it falling.
Yes.
Right? Claudette didn't even ever hear the argument. PPP.
Yeah.
She's hiding there. Everything. And you want me to believe that the PPP foisting this other jagabat, Vishnu Prasad, on us, could be fair? Vishnu can be fair and unbiased? Give us a break. We see too much of these jagabats. You want we follow that pill? Might as well you bring back Jim Jones. That pill,
Yeah.
you want that Kool-Aid? You want us to swallow? That suddenly Vishnu, this Jagabat, suddenly unbiased, independent, and all of that? When you had a man far superior coming out of Jamaica, we must believe that. We in binder. Come again.
Absolutely.
We don't
Absolutely.
come again.
And
We in binder.
you're not even hearing about the important talk about the new voters list that is critical for the hosting of any elections in this country. Because to believe that anyone will go back to any election, whether it be local government or national elections, with such a list, they got to be crazy, absolutely crazy. And that is why earlier in the year when we had the budget that was presented, several questions was asked of the minister with responsibility for governance, Gail Teixeira, about monies. Have there been any money requested for the commencement of a house-to-house registration so that we can get a new voters list in preparation for the local government elections, which should have been due in November of this year? And you could not have gotten an answer for that. So if both Claudette and the PPP was serious about democracy, they like each other wrong. You know, you saw
Yep.
Catfish the
Yep.
other night. You saw Catfish the other night with that with press briefing when he was talking about corruption and all of that. You know, and that is what they're good for. They can sell a dream. They can go to the international community and sell a dream of what a wonderful nation Guyana is, and transparency, accountability, democracy. Favorite word they love to throw around. And on the ground is something completely different. Hypocrisy. That is the PPP. Always been that way. Always been that way. I can tell you, like 23 years I've been in the hustings of this country, Sharon. 23 years, and I see successive PPP government or PPP administration, and it is the same cat supposed, nothing different.
Same nonsense.
PPP never good for Guyana, including their supporters, and their supporters know this. PPP is not good for this country. Not good
Yep.
at all.
And Chris, before I let you go, I know you guys have a big weekend coming up. This is the PNCR. That is, you have your 21st biannual Congress coming up. You know, a lot of history is going to be made. A lot of dreams might be shattered too. Tell us how the preparation for that is going. And I know you are campaigning, I think, for vice chair. Tell us how that is going as well before we let you go.
All right, good. So, Sherrod, indeed, this Saturday coming, the PNC will host its 21st biannual Delegates Congress. And as you rightfully mentioned, it is going to be historic. This is history in the making. And once again, the People's National Congress reform is making history in Guyana. And I'll take you back to 2011, when the PNC introduced primaries to identify its presidential candidates. And you had that time, you had Carl Greenidge, David Granger, Faith Hardin, Bassett Williams, and James Bond, who had to go throughout
Left
the
out
length.
somebody there. You left out, what's his name?
That's right, Carl Greenidge.
5?
Yes, right. Carl Greenidge, David Granger, Dr. Faith Hardin, Bassett Williams, and James Bond.
Forerunner to Carl Greenidge was Murray, or was Murray gone by then?
Yeah, he died
Great.
a few years before that. Right. So we created history then when those 5 members of the PNC had to go throughout the length and breadth of this country and win the support of the PNC members. And we created history, the first political party in this country to have primaries to identify its presidential candidate. Here it is again on Saturday when the PNC hosts its Congress. What people don't know, and I'll tell you this now, it is actually 4 countries that will be participating in the PNC's biannual Congress on Saturday. 4 countries. It is Guyana, Canada, the United States, and the United Kingdom. Again, history is going to be created. Then plus, all of the locations in Guyana or the regions in Guyana, they are going to be remote. And it's going to be on a social media platform that is going to be using. The delegates in the North American region, Canada, the United States, and the United Kingdom will be voting electronically. It is so many it is so historic. What is happening is that you at times you can't even write down the amount of things that is going to be happening. It is the first time, the first political party in Guyana that is going to have their elections decentralized in which person is going to go be voting. So all of the preparation for that, the CEO, the Chief Elections Officer, is Mr. Vincent Alexander, and the work has started. You know that the Congress should have been had on Saturday last, but after the CEO, given the information that he has, he requested that we shift it a few days because he wants to ensure that all of the kinks they had some logistical and technical issues because, as I mentioned, it is on social media. There's a social platform. The public will be part of it at the opening ceremony. It's going to be on all of our Facebook pages, so you will be part of that. And of course, there is the internal electoral process, of which not going to be on social media. So the members of the public, you are going to be part of that. You're going to be part of history as well too. So because of those logistical and technical issues, we requested a few more days, which takes us now to Saturday the 18th, of which the Congress is going to be had. That on that score. On my background as well, indeed, I have accepted the nomination for vice chairperson and a member of the central executive of the party. Based on speaking with the various groups across the country, I told them is that my focus, once elected as a vice chairman, is going to be almost exclusively focusing on the youth arm of the PNC. To work with the current leadership of the youth movement and work with the immediate past members of the GYSM to canvass across the length and breadth of this country to re-establish GYSM groups across this country. And you want to know one of the main reasons, Sherrod, is that, listen, every election cycle, when you come close to an election cycle, you hear the shout, Chris, Yaga going to bring out the young people. Yaga going to mobilize the young people. And the young people have demonstrated their works in 2011. I say without fear of contradiction, that is because of the young people that rallied behind the PNC. APNO at the time is what jolted us to become a majority opposition in 2011. And it was the same young people because at that time you had the largest number of PNC members of parliament that were young people. You had myself, James Bond, Vanessa Kisoon, Annette Ferguson, Dan Hastings, Africa Selman, your good friend, Renita Williams. All of us went into the parliament. So essentially at that time, many young people who never paid any heed or attention to what is happening in the National Assembly, because you had such a large presence of young people, we are on social media. So when we were in the parliament and we share on social media, oh, we're debating this bill, you had young people who are following those young members that I mentioned. They got engaged as to what these bills are about and so forth. And even apart from that, it was the young people that continue that engagement with the public every Friday afternoon on the Starbrook Market Square when we hosted the People's Parliament, in which you had the GYSM and those GYSM members who were members of parliament every Friday religiously going out there and speaking to the grassroots, speaking to all and sundry in terms of what is happening politically. And because of that momentum that was built up, it's that essentially what catapulted the APNU AFC coalition into government when the 2015 elections was had.
And it is what will catapult it into government again.
Once again,
I dare
absolutely.
say.
So we don't want to, I don't want to, as I've been doing, because this year again marked 23 years since I've been an active member of the PNC and more so through the youth movement. So when you talk about somebody who literally came from the bottom up, Chris McClose is that person. So I want, because of my experience and because I see this particular trend, which doesn't go all well for the party, that election cycle, you're called to mobilize the young people, energize them, bring them out. And then after the election cycle, it goes back. I want to be able to be a principal officer that will keep the young people's activism, involvement at every level of the party, including whether it's the parliament, the RDC, the NDC, on the front burner. And who best to do it than the immediate past national chairman of the YSM and, of course, the past executive members and so forth. So that is my focus. Once elected, I pledge to the party almost exclusively the next 2 years focus on rebuilding the youth movement from every region across this country. As well, I made a commitment to some of the groups that I spoke with because of my involvement and my work as a member of parliament. The resources that is garnered there will allow me to travel around this country with my small team, which includes the current members of the GYSM and those immediate past. And when I speak about the past one, I want to throw those names out because I spoke with them already. The people like Mark Walks, the Peter Livingstone, the Rochelle Rimple, the Natalie Gamel, the Wayne Masons, and so forth. If you go all the way in Linden, you're talking about the Vanessa Kissoons, the Monica Haksha. You go to Region 2, you're talking about Dennis Jaikaran. You go all the way in the quarantine, you're talking about the Crawfords and so forth. And the list is extensive. And of course, those current ones, the Brian Belgrave, Susan Farnong, Blood, the Barts, the Colina Pipers, and so forth, all of them. These young people have demonstrated time and time again, and they've always been there. And that's what we speak about when we talk about stick-to-itiveness and singleness of purpose. These names and many more, as I mentioned, are the person who I intend to have part of this dynamic movement to rebuild, retool, and reposition the GYSM to be able to put the party back in power and ensure that those young people are given their due. That is my platform.
Fantastic. Chris, as one of our favorites, we say go forth and conquer, my brother. Go forth and conquer. Thanks for joining the program this evening.
Most welcome, Sharon.
Excellent. Folks, the one and only, the opposition chief whip, Mr. Christopher Jones. As we said, the 21st Biannual Delegate Congress comes up there this weekend, the 18th day of December at Congress Place. Chris said you're going to be able to benefit from part of that discourse during the morning, and then the afternoon is private members' business. We're definitely looking forward to all of the activities coming this Saturday of the PNCR. Thanks, Chris. Thanks once more.
Thank you.
Great. And folks, that's our program for this evening, unfortunately, or fortunately for some of you. Good to have each and every one of you in the ring with us, folks. We encourage you guys to come on board and to partner with us. We need your help, guys. Let me center myself a little bit more. We need your help. We need your assistance to keep going. We don't care to say we begging. Who do we beg? Is y'all, let's be friends, is not them. So folks, come on board with us. We have the Cash App available. It's the $ in the ring 592. The $ in the ring 592. We have PayPal as well. It's in the ring 592 at gmail.com. Once again, it's in the ring. What did I say? It's in the ring 592 at gmail.com. And then we have the MMG platform. That's the local Cash App, the GT&T platform. MMG, our number there is 627-6963. 627-6963. We're available via Western Union and MoneyGram as well. We ain't got no problem with them. They ain't got no problem with us. Thank you to all our friends who support us. And thank you for those of you who are going to come on board and partner with us as well, guys. And thanks to you guys who joined us today for our podcast. We are going to be back on tomorrow at 12 again, below the belt with yours truly. And then we're going to be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. In the ring, guys. This is what your finances help us to do, to get information out. We got below the belt, we got in the ring, and then we got our website, crediblesourcesgy.com. If you want to take a look at that, crediblesourcesgy.com, and you get our website there, credible information. We're going to continue to build that out into a very, very useful and potent tool, guys, of getting information out there. Come on board. This is what we're doing, guys. Building something that all of us can be proud of. Thanks for partnering with us, folks. It's been our pleasure having each and every one of you. Before you go, ensure you share the live stream, folks. Before you go, you might not have silver and gold. Silver and gold have I not. But you got a hand, you could click the share button, guys. We want to see those emojis as well. Before you go, we got thousands of you guys still watching us. Help to make a difference in this program. Share the live stream. Those of you joining us on Twitter, retweet the broadcast. Retweet the broadcast. We want to see your emojis on Twitter as well. Follow the pages you're joining us from. Share the broadcast. Follow the pages. Subscribe on YouTube. Hundreds of people follow us on YouTube now. Follow the broadcast live on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, folks. Share the live stream. Jamal Aziz, have you shared the live stream as yet? Richard Fordyce, have you shared the live stream as yet? Volme Wilson, have you shared the live stream as yet? Auntie Auntie, have you shared the live stream? Mona Monroe, what about you? Joylyn Cook, what about you? Candy Naleen Inderjeet, what about you? Deborah Halley, take the opportunity, guys. We want to see those emojis. Come on, smash that emoji button before you go and take the opportunity to share the live stream. Help us to get this broadcast into some news feeds where people need this kind of information, guys, where people will benefit from this kind of information and not the foolishness and the propaganda that the Jagabats trying to sell us. Not that kind of foolishness, not that kind of misinformation. Help folks to get the credible and valid information. Share the live stream. You know, some people say, they ain't got time with shares and so on. They ain't got time with likes and so on. What are we doing this for then? We want as many people to get the information. You ever see a newspaper house and we selling too much newspaper? No. Huh? We can't have too many viewers. We can't have too many shares. We can't have too many likes. Right? When we come up this live stream, we want to see 500 shares. It means that more people will get exposed to the credible and valid information we're sharing here, guys. Really good to have so many of you. Guys, you make this program what it is. You know, the Jagabats hate us. They hate the program. You know why? Because we're making a difference. That is why. And if it's not because of me. It's nobody. I come off here tomorrow, y'all forget me. You understand me? You miss nothing. It is because of you. You guys, ringsiders, make the difference. And I dare say something to even the trenches. But you guys, the ringsiders, don't tell them I said that. You guys, the ringsiders, y'all make the difference mostly. Thank you for showing up night after night and got the Jagabats trembling. Thank you, folks. Let us put our numbers now to use. Share the live stream. We want to see those emojis as well. Guys, have a fantastic evening. See you guys on the podcast at 12 tomorrow and then back in the ring. The podcast below the belt at 12 noon tomorrow, and then we're back in the ring at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Have a fantastic evening, guys. Stay safe. That's our